I know how hard it is to get out of our restaurants. We actually brought our children, my 7-year-old boy, Cali, somewhere, and Mila. Hey, what's up?
Everybody here. Thank you to all of our current customers for being loyal customers, coming and participating tonight. Thank you for all of our restaurants who aren't on Toast, who wanted to come tonight, check it out, learn a little bit more. Thank you to all of our wonderful partners. There's way too many of you to count, but I've had some really cool conversations. Thanks to the Toast team and all the hard work that people put in. And thank you to Puesto, who has been above and beyond for us always, and having them host tonight is such a testament to just how cool they are and how much I bring current prospects here that they help show the kitchen and show Toast off as well. So what I love so much about these events is that we get to bring the industry together, have customers, partners like this group here with me come together to talk about what's going on in the industry, and most importantly, share experiences and best practices with one another. So for the next 20, 30 minutes or so, really want to talk to these two guys, we got Eddie and Shawn, and really dig into the industry specifically around how they're navigating some of the challenges, opportunities around economic trends and innovation, and really the role that technology is going to play for them this year and in 2025 as well. So without further ado, I want to get started by introducing our panelists. So if you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves, your background, where you're from, and then as always, your favorite type of toast.
My name is Shawn Walchef. I own Cali Barbecue and Cali Barbecue Media with my wife, who is right over there with the smartphone, with the iPhone. We're grateful for Toast to put on this event. I think it's really important as a restaurant owner, which I know many of you are restaurant owners. What we do is really hard, and I couldn't be here if it wasn't for my team that are running our Cali Barbecue locations. So I've got a team in Spring Valley, a team over at the Navy Exchange, and there's no event at Snapdragon tonight, so no team there. But nonetheless, I know how hard it is to get out of our restaurants. We actually brought our children, my 7-year-old boy, Colleen, somewhere, and Mila. Hey, what's up? But we hope every business is a family business. We hope that Toast can put on more events like this so that we can all learn from you, because honestly, it's not about me. It's the conversations that I have learning about your guys' restaurants and how you use Toast and the things that you're doing that helps me take it back to our team at Cali Barbecue. So really excited. Thanks.
But what's your favorite type of toast?
Oh, Mekitsi. And that is a Bulgarian toast that my wife makes. So it's called a Mekitsi, and the closest thing is a beignet. So if you think of a beignet, the Bulgarian version is a Mekitsi.
Well, I just learned something new right in the intro. Right? Eddie, if you want to kick it off.
Hello, my name is Eddie Navarro. I'm the general manager of the Lab Collaborative in Oceanside. We've been open for about 3 years now, and it is a chef-driven, everything made from scratch concept. We're 2 blocks away from the Oceanside Pier. We have our whole concept with the lab is to bring in guest chefs, bring in guest bartenders, bring in guests, and take a lot of what we've learned from our guests and what they want, and implement it into our restaurant. We're in the process of making or doing chef dinners. So we're bringing in guest chefs to do a bourbon dinner. We're going to start doing wine dinners. We're going to start doing tequila dinners. And yes, exactly, right? So it's just a collaboration with the community, supporting local businesses, especially in Oceanside. We have Cyclops Farms that we're a part of. We're actually building a Ramona farm where we're going to start outsourcing all of our vegetables from there and bringing them in-house, so farm to table. So that being said, we are looking to being a lot more dynamic with our process, especially with what Toast has brought for us. For me personally, I used to work at Belch and Beaver Tavern and Grill in Vista. We brought Toast on right before COVID hit So right when we came back from from COVID, we were my team actually had to learn the processes of how would you say learn the process of learning Toast. That being said, we learned as we grew, and what we did is once I left Belgian Beaver, my management team went from Belgian Beaver to the lab. We brought Toast with us, and we utilized Toast in every aspect. I use Toast with Extra Chef. We use Toast with Sling, the Toast tables. So the wide range of opportunity with Toast is very, very huge. And now if anybody who doesn't know Toast, please come to my restaurant. I would love to show you the processes and how it works, because it has been a godsend from us. It really is. It's amazing. So that being said, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that my rep Marcus LaRose has been a huge aspect for me. So thank you very much. And my favorite toast is just the whole wheat toast with grape jelly.
Ooh.
That's it.
Classic.
Right?
This will be my RSVP for the wine dinner. So
Yes,
I will
exactly.
be there. Cool. Well, really excited to start with our first topic. So really excited to kick it off. We're going to talk about macroeconomic trends. Try to say that 3 times fast looking at this iPad. So given the macro environment trends at play, such as inflation or challenges many operators are facing, like attracting, retaining, and serving guests, how are you feeling about 2025? And are you thinking about any different approaches?
So I think one of the most important things for us, we just hired our first general manager in 16 years. We promoted my GM to a CFO level position, which is really exciting because number one, he's deserved it, but we are trying to bring back physical hospitality, which is something that's difficult for me to say because we have a show called Digital Hospitality. Digital hospitality is a deep thesis that we have that every business, especially brick and mortar businesses, need to be digital first. You can't do that without the right technology partners. And we also believe that every business is in the hospitality business, whether they know it or not. But when you think of, we've had so much technology that we've brought into our restaurant and our restaurant group literally in the last 4 years since COVID. Simplifying our tech stack, asking more of, I'm on the Toast Customer Advisory Board, so I get to go out to Boston once a quarter and actually meet with the teams that are developing the products that are going into our restaurant. So if you guys ever have any feedback, just go ahead and tell me. I am a sounding board, please let me know. But one thing I will promise you is that they care. I have never seen leaders, co-founders, sitting in rooms just like this and taking vigorous notes. Steve Fredette, Aman Narang, they're sitting there in these meetings along with a lot of the other C-suite, and they care about what we're doing here in San Diego. Because of that, I need to communicate that to my team. So as Toast comes out with new products, it's figuring out Toast Now, an incredible app that I can use from my house to figure out what are operations doing at our Spring Valley location? What are they doing at the Navy Exchange location? It's figuring out how do I get the tools to my team so that I don't overwhelm them with technology, telling them, go log into 7 Shifts, go log into Restaurant 365, go log into this Toast report. Oh, and by tomorrow when we meet, come and bring all these reports and tell us what they mean. I mean, that's an unreasonable ask for me as an owner. So my goal in 2025 is to really simplify the process, to bring physical hospitality back. We actually are printing menus again. We do Toast order and pay at our restaurant, but we're bringing physical menus back, which is a big change for us, but we're willing to adapt so that we can build that sense of community and look at what 2025 is going to bring for us.
I love it.
Now, Shawn, let me ask you this. So you said that your team has all the access to, your numbers. You're looking at numbers every single day, correct? And you have all the, you have multiple locations, obviously, yep. Right? Now, how are you watching? Is each management team watching their own labor, obviously, and watching food costs? but you are the bottom line as far as making the decisions.
I'm trying to remove myself from being the bottom line. I'm trying to let Eric, who was my general manager, I'm trying to bring him out from. So one thing that I learned when I became a father, and my wife said, Shawn, we need to not work 7 days in the restaurant anymore, was that like I was the shittiest manager that we had. Like I was on the schedule with the keys, but I never did any of the manager work. And as you grow, you put all this stress on your team members. And I know we all know like what the things that just think from a marketing standpoint, what we ask, take care of the website, take care of Toast Now, take care of Instagram, take care of TikTok. Oh, make a video, update this, make the flyer, print the menu. Like there's so much stress that we add to our teams, but if we can remove and add leadership where you can actually get outside of the restaurant and go, what are we doing and why are we doing it? And then look at it week over week. I mean, Eric now is outside of the restaurant more than he ever has been. And he's able to come on financial calls for our media company, which I really need him to do, but he wasn't able to do because he was, making a comp for somebody or running the line because a line cook didn't come to his shift.
Right. Now, that being said, I'm in the process right now, especially with my restaurant, because it's just myself and my kitchen manager, and that's the only management team we have. So that being said, I'm relying on a lot of my staff members to do stuff for me. So I have one of my sous chefs is also my admin as far as creating menus, because we are constantly changing our menus. We're updating our cocktail list all the time. We're updating our menu, our food menus, and he's making edits. So I have to use him, pull him off the line. So that's where we're coming to, is trying to cut cost and trying to be profitable and fill seats, and especially with a seasonal place like my restaurant, where it's 2 blocks away from the ocean. It's very seasonal. When it's hot, people are just coming in the door. We cannot keep up. But when it's cold out, and we rely on our regulars that are still walking distance from us, but we still try to give them incentives to come in and doing the rewards program. And one thing we'll touch base later with is I want to be able to get a recurring membership program, but we'll get to that question later. But I've already talked to Marcus about that. But with 2025, it's just, I think my biggest hurdle is just to try to fill butts and seats, because with the economy the way it is, and hopefully with where we're going, it's going to be better, and the prices are going to start dropping, and I can really control my food cost. And with Extra Chef, it's showing me that I can input my invoices and take a picture of it, and it uploads it right away. I don't know if anybody else uses Extra Chef, but we do at the lab, and it is amazing. Get on it. It's worth every penny. I'm telling you. Your inventory, your pricing, it gives you a red flag right away. So highly recommend it. Extra Chef. Yes, Extra Chef is what you want.
Awesome. Well, that was very, very impactful. A little bit on that same vein, what are your top priorities right now as a business? And are you and your team exploring any different service models or revenue channels coming up into your next year's strategy?
A huge priority for us is catering. Back to the management, we have Steven, who's been in control of our catering and our events and does a phenomenal job, but he's also been asked to help open up our new location. So he's been spending time at the Navy Exchange and running manager shifts there. So it's trying to figure out key employees that maybe aren't managers or assistant managers. What can they do to open? What can they do to close? Because I need Steven to build out one of our biggest sales tools, which is catering. Booking that revenue ahead of time is a big deal. Like if we can get a $10,000 catering, a $20,000 catering, $1,000 catering, that's a big deal for us as a small business. And having a proactive approach where, once again, he has the time and the ability to think about outreach, to think about partnerships with venues, partnerships with other companies here in San Diego where we can get more barbecue to more people. That's a huge focus for us in 2025.
Yes, that being said as well, we're actually looking into doing catering as well at our spot. But what I'm really focusing on right now is the marketing aspect from Toast. I had a meeting with Marcus the other day and our marketing team, and we're trying to figure out how we are going to send social media blasts or all our rewards program guests that we have, the repeat customers, sending out little promo codes to just get them in the building just for $5 margaritas, or even just a half off, a happy hour, especially going after the sports packages, because at our location, I have a 955-inch screens. I can do full screens with football. We have all the NFL package, trying to get people in the door to spend their money, and also with the rewards program, the marketing, that's where it has to be, because with our kind of business, it's kind of hard to just get people in that door, because it's such a seasonal location. So,
Eddie, you actually teed me off for our next question really well. What are you two seeing that your customers are prioritizing right now?
They're trying to save a buck. We just implemented lunch menus. We implemented changing our happy hour menu every 6 months. But people are just trying to find the biggest, where to save a buck. And if we can give them that option, to come to the lab and spend hours, watching a game, and then, not getting them too wasted, but $5 margaritas. I mean, yeah, we'll do that all day if I have to, but I don't want to. My profit margins are not going to be great. But that being said, if I can get people to stay and continue to spend their money, then yes, that's our biggest hurdle right now, is trying to get people in the door.
Now I know where I'll be watching my next 49ers game.
Oh.
$5 margaritas. Oh, hey. Awesome. So Shawn, same question. What are your customers prioritizing?
We're bringing it back. We're bringing back happy hour.
Woo!
Woo! Happy hour's coming back. You heard it here. Yeah, I mean, we all know happy hour changed a lot. Obviously, we didn't have people coming into our restaurants during COVID, and somehow happy hour, and it's really dynamic pricing. Something that we've tried dynamic pricing with Juicer, a company that no longer does dynamic pricing, but hopefully we'll do again. Hopefully Toast figures out dynamic pricing, because that's really what happy hour is, and early bird pricing. But people are looking for value, and I think figuring out ways to package that value, that's our priority for 2025.
Pivoting gears a little bit, one thing we hear a lot on our side fairly often from restaurant owners is how difficult hiring, training, and onboarding staff can be. So curious if either of you have any successful tips on hiring and onboarding, and how are you both managing that on your side?
Yeah, hiring's not easy. Hiring is very difficult. We use social media to do hiring. I make ridiculous videos with a sign that says that we're hiring, and sometimes you don't know if those things work. But I'll share a quick story. A couple manager meetings ago, I found that video, and we were talking about it in the manager meeting, and our youngest manager, Caesar, shout out to Caesar, you're doing amazing work. He told me that it was that video. It was a video that my wife was filming of me at the San Diego airport with a sign that said Cali Barbecue is hiring, looking at the planes as they came down, but we made it for social media. But he told me that his father saw that sign and then sent it to him and said, you should check this place out. He's like, that was the call to action that I needed. And now he's one of our managers. My new general manager actually heard our podcast. He used to own restaurants in Texas, and he heard our podcast, and now he's our general manager. So the quality people, they're out there. We have social media, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have YouTube. Like, there's a reason why we got into this business. We don't need 100 people applying for a position. We need the right people applying, because the right people, they're probably back here, and they'll probably move their way up. So it's a matter of, how does Puesto put out the call to action that this is who they are, this is what they stand for. And it's not only what you stand for, but what do you stand against? I think for us, now that we're a barbecue company and a media company, mission statements are very important, but what we talked about just this last week was, what do we stand against? Because it's in hospitality, we can't stand for everything, even though we say we do. There's things that we don't tolerate that happen in our restaurants. There's many of times where we ask a customer to leave. If we figure out the things that we stand against, we can lean into the things that we do believe in and the things that we want to build in our community.
Well said. I've been very lucky with the lab that we have not had to hire servers and bartenders because a lot of my employees have been there since day one. But what I would like to see, if Toast can implement this, would be an assessment personality test. If we can give them a website, just kind of like what we do with Toast Payroll, we send them an email, they fill out all their platform, the I-9, all the W-2s and stuff. If we can actually add a little personality test and actually realize how they think and how they adapt, and that would be an amazing tool for us to use, so I can go back and look, maybe that's not the best fit for us. Because I've been in the restaurant business for 32 years, and I definitely have had my good hires, and I've definitely had my bad hires. And my employees definitely let me know, you hired him, Eddie. You hired that one, Eddie. But if I have something to go off of with, you're laughing, yes, but it's so true because I just going, God, they interviewed so well. But then here they are, and they look at me like a deer in the headlights sometimes, and it's like, can you go do this for me? No. But so that being said, if they can implement a personality test, that would be great, and we can see the percentages and see where they're at. So that would be my suggestion.
Well, that's a wonderful suggestion, and I'm glad this is recorded so we can take this all back with us.
Yeah, right.
And you let us right into our last question again. So last question, before we wrap up, we've heard a lot of really great approaches tonight and how you guys are thinking of using technology, your goals for 2025, what are we seeing in the industry? Last question would be, if Toast could do anything to make your lives easier, what would it be?
I believe a rising tide lifts all ships, and I know from the customer advisory board experience, from experiences like this, like running a restaurant in Spring Valley, opening in 2008, and keeping that business open is really hard. And I thought that I was all alone. But when I come to events like this and I get to talk to other restaurant owners that tell me wherever they are in their journey. When I go to Boston, I'm sitting with restaurateurs that are way more successful than we are from a financial standpoint. I love what we do. I'm grateful for everything that we have. But if you look at how many restaurants do they have or what are they doing, every single person that shares, I learn something from. That's why I do my shows. Selfishly, I do restaurant influencers and I get to interview the best restaurateurs on the planet. I get to learn, but I also get to share that. So, my goal for Toast, and I know Cali, Chief Marketing Officer, will probably see this content, is to do more in-person events, to lean more into storytelling, because we learn from other stories, like the things that we're doing well and the things that we didn't do so well. The more that we open up and share, hey, I'm struggling with inventory, or I'm struggling with payroll, that's how we learn, because somebody goes, oh, I fixed that. I found this solution that integrates with Toast, and we implemented it, and we're saving 7%. Those are powerful stories.
So I brought this up to Marcus today, and I would love to see where Toast can actually have a membership program to keep guests coming back. For instance, my wife and I went to Eureka the other day, and they have a whiskey club. They use Toast as well, but they have a whiskey club. And so every single month they charge, when the guest comes in, they have a certain bottle that they can pick up, a whiskey bottle. And once they come in the building, they type in their name, but they have to use a different separate program in order to charge them. If Toast can have a membership program where we can, as soon as we swipe their card, or every single month, kind of like what Costco does, you get charged every month, right? It's a membership fee. You pay the whole year. That's what I think will really elevate our a membership program to keep guests coming back every single month. And if we give them a bottle of wine, we give them a bottle of tequila, or we give them certain discounts on certain menu items, whatever it may be, on top of what we already give the guests with our rewards program, I think that's where we need to go. Membership program, just look at Costco. Do the math. Right?
Awesome. Those are both really good suggestions. Well, that concludes our panel for tonight. Doesn't conclude the happy hour, so please, please, please grab more cocktails, get some tacos, probably the best guacamole I've ever had. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, from everybody here on the Toast team. Thank you all for coming. And if I could get the biggest round of applause, and thank you for Shawn and Eddie. You two are awesome, and I feel like I just learned so much, and honestly, like, such inspiring stories. And thank you both for everything the two of you have personally done for our team, our teammates, other restaurants in the community. Both of you are really special individuals, and thank you for speaking tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.